Hello, my name is Santiago Moreno and today I'm going to be presented my webpage for this project. My webpage, I wanted to keep it minimalistic but also interactive. Since my audience are recent college graduates, I figured out that maybe an interactive and interesting webpage could catch their attention. So it all started with a question. You're paying the same, but are you getting the same? This question pretty much describes the whole problem. So here we have some interactive things, we have some statistics, and we have the description of what the two problems are, which are shrinkflation and skimflation. If you don't know what it is, you can read it here and you will understand. Then we have the chapters in order. The first chapter is the statement of purpose. The statement of purpose put this example. You just graduated. Your first paycheck arrives, but somehow your money doesn't stretch as far as you expected. This happens in almost every case. Because after graduating, you're probably expected to get the best job out there, but in reality, you will probably get a part-time job or an entry-level job that doesn't pay you as much as you expected. Here, if I expand this place, you can read the whole statement of purpose, which I wrote. Then we have about the author section. Here it says it started with the back of Doritos. This talks about how I found out these problems. I went to a supermarket, I opened the back of Doritos, and I realized that there was a smaller quantity than usual. I used to remember 5 years ago when I used to buy Doritos, there were a lot of chips in the bag, but now there were almost like 5. So it was a problem for me, and I started doing the research, and I figured out that what shrinkflation and skimflation was. So the introduction video. Here I put a 1 minute video that pretty much says what shrinkflation is, what skimflation is, why these tactics work so well for companies, and most importantly, how to protect your limited budget. The problem. The problem with the hidden inflation, is that you usually associate inflation with the price of money going up, but hidden inflation remains the same price. Let's just say a bag of Dorito is $5 and it brings you 5 chips. That was, for example, 2 years ago. Now, 2 years later, we have the same bag of Doritos for $5, the same amount, but we get 4 chips. So we are paying the same, but we're getting less quantity. And it's harder to notice because you always look at the price tag. And the price tag is saying the same, so you think, okay, I'm getting the same as always. But in reality, you're not. You're getting less value or less quality. Here you have a real world example that it's pretty much a tool that shows you the amount that they had, 56 ounces, an ice cream, and now with 48 ounces you can see it shrinks. Here we have a graph that says the price, it's the same from 2019 and 2024, but the value went down with time, so you're losing money in reality. The impact. Although the people think this problem is not as harmful as they think, because they say, okay, I'm getting this money for a bag of Doritos, no big deal, I'm getting one less chip or whatever. In reality, it is more harmful than you think, because it's not only with the bag of Doritos that it's affecting you. Every single product that you buy, every single restaurant that you go to, you're getting probably scammed, because it's not only about the bag of Doritos. If you get a shampoo, you will probably get less quantity or maybe less quality, and that happens with every single product in the world right now. So we have some more statistics that says $100 in 2019 needed to become $122 with 63 cents by 2024. And here we have more statistics. For the solution tab, in reality, we cannot stop hidden inflation. It's practically impossible because we are not professionals, but there are things that we can do to become harder to fool. The first thing is promoting transparency, because I'm a firm believer that transparency should be normal. If a company changes their product size, formula, or service level, I'm a firm believer that they should announce it and be transparent about it. Let's just suppose this doesn't work. There are some habits that can help you notice these changes. The first one and most important is compare unit prices. You should always be comparing unit prices because that's where you can see the real change in value. Here we have a unit price calculator. Let's suppose the total price is $6 and the quantity is 5 ounces. The unit price will be 1.200 per unit. This is a calculator that can help you calculate things in the supermarket or wherever you are. For the advocacy sections, it pretty much talks about promoting transparency. If value changes, consumers deserve to know, and that's pretty much about it. We have also some product change notice examples, and yeah. EDA also did a section, which is a timeline, that pretty much talks about how it all started, because some of it has to do with the pandemic, because of all the problems. When the pandemic arrived, every company was in shock, so global supply chain break, ingredients became harder to ship, and all things like that. So what companies do to keep their margins was using these tactics. They kept the same price, but they lowered their quality or quantity. Here I also did a scanner, which is pretty much looks at the other two, but it is way different. You have the old price. Here suppose we put the price $7 and the new price $7. You put 56 ounces. You suppose we're talking about ounces, and now it's 48. Here you can see that the sticker price did not change, but you're paying 17.6 more per unit while getting 50% less. You can do this with other things, for example, 70 and 50. You have like a pretty much a tool that will help you realize. Here are some examples to try. Doritos, Tillamook ice cream, Gatorade, etc. And last, we have the Works Cited webpage. The Works Cited. Here I use all my sources that I use for my draft and everything like that. And here I also put the data and statistics that we use for this website. They are all here. And that's about it. Well, that was my webpage. I hope you enjoyed it. And that's about it. Thank you for watching.